The girl had just made a wish to the magic box, and the classmate who often bullied her started having ulcers on her calves, with large black patches even appearing on her face. After receiving the information, she showed a surprised expression. Could the magic box have worked? But when she got home, she found the dog was missing. After searching for a long time, she finally found the dog's body in the basement. It turns out this is the price of making a wish. For every wish granted, something most precious to the heart is taken away. But Xiao Mei was unaware of this. To lessen her pain, she picked up the magic box again and wished for her crush to fall in love with her. The next second, the crush appeared beside her and even greeted Xiao Mei, making her very happy. Meanwhile, the magic box opened automatically. Xiao Mei's wealthy uncle wanted to take a bath, but unexpectedly slipped and hit his head hard on the bathtub, causing a lot of blood to flow. Not long after, he passed away, and the magic box slowly closed, with the number 2 appearing on the combination lock. After returning home, Xiao Mei received the news of her uncle's death, but wasn't sad at all. She casually asked how his estate would be handled. Dad said, "You don't need to worry. We definitely won't get any of it." Back in her bedroom, Xiao Mei thought about the magic box again and wished, "I hope my uncle leaves all his inheritance to me." The next day, Dad received a call from the lawyer. The uncle had indeed left all his inheritance to Xiao Mei. Xiao Mei was very excited and packed her bags that day, moving from the shabby rental apartment into a luxurious villa. With money in hand, she naturally indulged in spending, first buying herself a sports car, then going on a shopping spree at high-end malls, undergoing a complete makeover from head to toe, and living a lavish lifestyle. She covered all her friends' expenses, and of course, took a photo to post on social media. Just as she was wildly enjoying herself, the aunt who had taken care of her since childhood was cooking. Suddenly, the garbage disposal under the sink got stuck. She reached in to feel around but didn't find anything, and her body almost touched the switch. At that moment, the pot next to her started boiling. She quickly pulled out her arm and turned off the gas stove, then started fiddling with the garbage disposal. Unexpectedly, when she pressed the switch, her hair got caught in it. She was pulling her hair while trying to press the switch but couldn't reach it, and then her neck twisted and she stopped moving. Xiao Mei found the magic box very strange, so she took a photo, wanting someone to see what was written on it. So she found a friend who was knowledgeable in Chinese classical literature. The girl said this was a wish book, and any wish made would come true, but only 7 wishes could be granted, and there would be a certain price to pay. If it was lost or sold, all wishes would become invalid. On the way home, Xiao Mei saw her dad picking up trash again. She was very angry, thinking that she was so rich now, why did he still have to do such a lowly job? So she made another wish, hoping her dad would become a gentleman and stop doing embarrassing things. That night, her dad held a concert at home, playing the saxophone and enchanting his friends, but no one noticed that the magic box opened again. When the girl was online, the power suddenly went out, and there was thunder and lightning outside. She wanted to make a call, but her phone had no signal, so she went outside. Just as she said a couple of words, a thunderclap suddenly sounded, startling her, and her phone fell downstairs. Frightened, she hurried back inside, but it was very dark, and she accidentally tripped, with an ivory piercing her forehead. The next day, when Dazhuang came over, he found the phone on the ground, and quickly ran upstairs, witnessing a horrifying scene. As time went by, Xiao Mei and the dream guy became a couple, but when they were together, others would leave one after another, indicating that she was not popular. Xiao Mei was very frustrated and made her 5th wish to the magic box, hoping to become the queen of popularity at school. That very night, she received a party invitation, and as soon as she appeared, she became the center of attention. However, she felt increasingly uneasy and even dreamed of hanging herself. So, she took the magic box and locked it in an iron box, then went to visit the aunt who had taken care of her for many years. But as soon as she opened the door, she was almost overwhelmed by the smell. Upon entering, she saw her aunt lying motionless in front of the cabinet. Only then did she realize she was suffering from the backlash of the magic box. She told her friend about this discovery and recounted the events. At this point, the magic box was tightly bound and locked up, but the 2 friends didn't believe it at all, and one of them even kicked the magic box. They suggested she get rid of the magic box, but if she did, all the wishes would become invalid. She held the magic box and went outside, just about to throw it into the trash can, but stopped when she saw the luxurious villa behind her. Not long after, the magic box slowly opened, and several people went to the mall. When Black Girl was in the elevator, it suddenly stopped, trapping her inside. She quickly called Xiao Mei, hoping Xiao Mei would rescue her. At this moment, the elevator doors opened, and just as she was about to step out, the elevator suddenly shook, the cable snapped, and the elevator plummeted rapidly, crashing to the ground with a loud bang. The elevator doors opened, and Black Girl was lying inside, no longer breathing. Xiao Mei was very scared, and wanted Dazhuang to help solve the problem, but whether they tried burning it with fire, or smashing it with a hammer, the magic box didn't change at all. What should they do? Xiao Mei locked it up again. While checking her boyfriend's phone at night, she discovered he was secretly taking pictures of her. Xiao Mei was very angry and immediately broke up with him, but the male guard refused to let go. Xiao Mei was suddenly startled awake while sleeping, and the male guard appeared at the foot of her bed, cutting his arm in front of her. But unexpectedly, the next day the magic box disappeared without a trace. They searched everywhere in the house, but couldn't find it. Then the police came to the house, and Dad said that Uncle hadn't paid taxes for nearly 10 years, so the mansion was confiscated, and they had to return to the old house. At school, a bully classmate spilled a drink all over them, and others showed schadenfreude expressions. While putting things away, they saw the magic box in their best friend's cabinet. It turned out she had stolen it. My best friend said, "I'm protecting you. You can't control the desire in your heart." Xiao Mei couldn't care less and directly snatched the magic box. The best friend tried to stop her, but Xiao Mei wouldn't let go. During their argument, Xiao Mei used too much force and pushed her best friend down the stairs, where she lay motionless on the ground. Dazhuang tried to stop her. Xiao Mei said, "I will not make any more wishes. I just wish to return to my previous life." After returning home, she was very scared, thinking how great it would be if her mother hadn't died. Remembering there were 2 chances left, she picked up the magic box and made a wish, hoping her mother could come back to life. The next second, there was a knock on the door and Mom walked in, followed by 2 younger sisters. Dad was very happy and brought in a birthday cake. Xiaomei made a wish, hoping the family could always be together. But when she arrived at the warehouse, she suddenly saw Mom's paintings in the corner, and as she looked through them, she saw the magic box in the painting. Childhood memories suddenly flooded her mind. It turned out that her mother had also obtained the magic box before and wanted to throw it away. When she returned, Xiaomei watched helplessly as her mother hanged herself. Unexpectedly, over 10 years later, the magic box was picked up by her dad. Suddenly, she heard music. The magic box had already opened. Through the window, she saw her dad helping a neighbor cut down a tree, and she was so frightened that she hurriedly ran out. When Dad turned his head, the ladder wobbled and the chainsaw fell, slashing Dad's throat. Xiaomei was very sad, couldn't believe it was real, and hurried back inside to make her last wish to the magic box on the bed. I wish to return to the morning when Dad found you right now. Luckily, it was just a dream. She hugged the dog on the bed tightly, then called her friend and found out he was still alive. Xiaomei was very excited and started rummaging through the trash can, where she found the magic box and quickly put it in her backpack before heading to school. But while crossing the street, she was suddenly hit by a car and died just like that. The story ends here. If you had such a magic box, what wish would you make? Mao Mao Movies takes you into the original movie soundtrack.